Hello guys, just a quick one from me. Here are some players who I believe started really poorly at Celtic and then went on to become really good players for the club. Here we go, number one. First up is Liam Scales. Now we can't honestly say when he came in from Ireland, Shamrock Rovers, that we honestly thought that Liam Scales was going to be a consistent centre half for Celtic. He came in as a left back. He did really well for his club previously. He performed in Europe for Shamrock Rovers as well. But when he first came in, he didn't really get in the team and stuff like that. Ange Postecoglou brought him in. He wasn't really getting a game. He would get shipped out to Aberdeen, and I think we all thought as Celtic fans that the future wasn't really going to be for Liam Scales at Celtic. But then he came back, knuckled down, got in the team under Brendan Rodgers, and he's no looked back. He's been the first name on the team sheet in most games for Celtic for the past few years. Yes, he still has a lot of critics, including myself. I still don't believe that Liam Scales is good enough going forward to be Celtic's first choice centre half. However, you can't take it away from the guy that he's done a phenomenal job since his time at the club, and it's just nothing we ever expected. Coming in at number two is tricky Dutch winger Bobby Petta. I remember when Bobby first came in, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, I genuinely felt sorry for him. He was that bad. He couldn't get by a man. His confidence was at an all-time low. I think he'd probably admit that himself, that it just wasn't clicking for him and stuff like that. He probably still believed in his ability. And then Martin O'Neill came through the door and changed everything. That game against Rangers, the 6-2 game, was just phenomenal. He tore Fernando Rickson apart and never looked back. He scored an amazing goal against Ajax and the Amsterdam Arena and stuff like that. And he did really well for Celtic afterwards. You can't take anything away from Bobby Petta. It shows real character to come back from, you know, being such low in confidence. He clearly always had the ability, but he just didn't have the confidence. You've got to admire these guys who come back from stuff like that. You know, he came to a foreign country. It was all new to him coming to Celtic. It's a massive club. Some people don't understand, you know, the size of the club and the expectations. And Bobby Petta was maybe a victim of that at the very, very start. But then he came onto a game, Martin O'Neill, like he does with so many players, even to this day, makes players better, makes them believe in themselves and makes them show their full potential. So well done to Bobby Petta. He ended up having a really, really good Celtic career. And then last but not least is the main man, one of my favourite ever Celtic players, Stellan Petrov. When he first came out to Celtic under John Barnes, he didn't look the part. He looked out of shape, I'm not going to lie. I'm sure he'd admit that himself again. He was playing right back, was very, very unimpressed with him for the first few weeks. And I think every Celtic fan thought this wasn't going to work. But by God, we'll be wrong. What a player Stellan Petrov turned out to be. One of the best players I've ever seen in a Celtic